Hey guys, you've done everything right. Built the career, earned the respect, stayed in control. But tell me honestly, why does your success still feel a little bit empty? You might think it's burnout, stress, maybe lack of purpose. But there are actually two hidden forces quietly keeping high-achieving men trapped, performing on the outside, but inside, disconnected. Most men never even realize they're caught in the trap until something breaks. Let's find out what these forces are and how we can overcome them. Hey, I'm Morgan. If you don't know me already, I'm a former management consultant turned executive life coach. After 17 years leading large teams, I realized the real crisis wasn't masculinity or even men's mental health. It was actually how men express themselves. So now I'm the modern man coach, working with male leaders and professionals who are feeling confused, running on empty, or feeling disconnected, perhaps even lonely. To master the new number one skill for thriving, something I call XQ, Expressive Intelligence. This is the new language of connection, revolutionizing how men express themselves with integrity when it matters most. Men and male leaders are disappearing right now before our eyes, and I know what it's like to never feel good enough, to feel unable to express myself, and to hide behind performance. I want to help free and empower the modern man to lead authentically, integrating all that they are without fear. Stay tuned for more. Let's get into the video. Okay, so the hidden struggle of high achievers, this quiet paradox of success. You look like you've got it all together, confident, composed, respected. But when the noise stops, something inside feels off. You've achieved what you wanted, but fulfillment hasn't followed. That's the quiet paradox of success. Mind UK found 76% of men report work-related stress. And to me, that's not that surprising because there are other studies like this one with Harvard Business Review, which say 58% of male leaders feel they can't be authentic at work. If success feels strangely hollow, you're not broken, you're just out of alignment. And that's where the real work begins. So let's talk about what that misalignment really is. There's a name for that disconnect you feel sometimes, this kind of force that keeps us stuck, and I call it the expression gap, the space between what's true inside and what you can express to the world outside. When you want to speak, but you stay silent. When you smile instead of saying what you really mean. Most men were never really taught how to express themselves safely or create environments that are safe, only how to control, fix, or endure. And we need a distinction here too around being a good communicator, which is synonymous with kind of work environments and focused on articulating information and the nature of things, whereas self-expression or expression at its heart is about how we communicate ourselves. Silence doesn't protect connection, it erodes it. Dr. Susan David says suppressing emotions undermines both performance and well-being. And I agree. The less you express, the more you disconnect from others and from yourself. And when we can't express, we start to perform. And here is where that second powerful force comes in, something that I call the performance trap, the mask of success. When we can't express, we perform. We wear a mask, the strong one, the capable one, the achiever. That's the performance trap, when your worth depends on your next win. You perform well, so you must be well. You must be good, until the act feels heavier than the work. In a study by Thaler 2020, he found that men tend to overestimate performance and hide uncertainty. Wacker et al. In 2024 showed that poor masculine fit in high-pressure workplaces increases burnout. We can believe this. We achieve but don't align. We win but don't really connect. And we often lead but quietly disappear inside ourselves, especially many men. Here's why success then feels hollow or empty. Dopamine drives achievement. It makes you chase, it makes you win, repeat. It's the molecule of more. But oxytocin and serotonin drive fulfillment. It's the chemistry of connection and peace. So when you only live in achievement mode, you're wired to chase and not to feel. Duarte et al. In a study 2021 found authentic leaders perform better and feel more fulfilled. And in a study by Zhang 2022, they discovered performance pressure weakens authenticity's benefits. So it's simple. The harder you perform, the less you feel like yourself. Fulfillment isn't missing, it's just being overridden by pressure. So how do you break free from that pressure and realign? We need to take ourselves from focusing on pure achievement to authenticity. We need to bridge our way out of the trap. The solution isn't to reject ambition, it's to realign with it. When what you do matches who you are, success finally feels right. That's where XQ, Expressive Intelligence, comes in. It's not about forced vulnerability, it's about mastering expression as a skill. How to communicate clearly, confidently, and with integrity so what's inside you lands on the outside. When expression and achievement align, you lead and live with ease. That's the bridge from performance to presence. And here's how to start closing that gap today for those who are interested. I feel that freedom is expression. If any of this sounds familiar, the quiet emptiness, the constant proving, you're not alone, and we all feel it at some point. And so, if you're interested, we have designed a free XQ Expressive Intelligence Quiz, a short private reflection to help you identify your biggest expression gaps as a skill set and start learning how to close them. Because true freedom isn't what you achieve, it's who you become when you stop performing and start expressing. Let's get to work. I hope you enjoyed this video.